What is up, guys? It's me, Dust Minister, back with another Soulstorm World Championship 2024 video. So in this video, we are going deeper into the tournament, but more specifically, we're going deeper into the losers bracket of the tournament. We have pretty much covered all the games in the winners bracket, the best 16, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals. Draic has done the same thing on his channel. So when I remove spoilers, you have been extra warned that I'm showing all the games that Draic has covered this whole tournament so far. And I'm also revealing all the games that I have been casting so far. So do understand that I'm showing every single one of them. And that will be in 3, 2, 1, bam. Okay, so as you can see here, we now have a finalist in the winners bracket, which is going to be 2 finalists, I should say, Bloody Monster and Deco. This final, some people still think that this final is what actually wins you the tournament. No, it's the winners bracket final, which will give you access to the grand final and actually give you 1 extra win in that grand final. But we'll get to that. Right now, that doesn't matter. What we should be focusing on is this losers bracket here. Now, I have very, very exciting news and a little bit of bad news. So these 3 games that we're going to watch here, 2 of them are going to be with another caster who is an amazing caster. I'm super, super, super honored that he showed up here. And 1 game will be with me only. And there is sadly a big reason for that. It's because of some technical reasons. Sadly, my hard disk was, I'm not going to go in depth with this shit, but sadly, my hard disk was kind of effing around. And sadly, one of the games with this amazing caster that I have, which is even more painful, sadly got lost, and I couldn't recover the file, basically, that I recorded together with this caster. So I have to do it on my own, basically. Normally, this isn't a problem. I just re-record the whole thing. I rarely get into problems where I have to record, or re-record, I should say, a game. But sadly, for this one, I had to do it. And it's even more painful because I had a very, very special guest also watching that game, casting that game with me. So it's super, super annoying. It's actually just me talking about it right now just annoys me so much. Another kind of bad news that I have to give you guys is that I'm actually sick right now. Some of you can actually hear it probably. I have I've been sick for almost 10 days as of now. And 2 or 3 days ago, I had no voice, like literally 0. Whereas now I can at least talk like a normal human being, but I still have some issues. There's limitation to how much I can shout, even though these games I really wanna go in. So hopefully it's not gonna be too problematic. But I will try my best anyway. I really want to get through this tournament with you guys. It's a blessing that we have this tournament, and I want to drop these videos as fast as I can. So I'm gonna try anyway. So what you're going to see is this one, which is Aaron versus Draic, and then Mahalic versus Tanya filia. This one is the one that I have to cast solo, and this one is the one that I have casted together with my other really, really great casting colleague. Whoever wins out of these 2 series here will move on to this bracket right here. And whoever wins here will go and meet Master Yoba, who lost in one of the semifinals. So that is going to be very exciting to see who will actually step up to Master Yoba. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be easy for them. But we have seen some crazy upsets. We have seen some really, really crazy things happening in this tournament. And we have seen some brutal upsets. And speaking of upsets, let's actually talk a little bit about Draic. So he got absolutely blasted by Bloody Monster. But then he went up against the Star and actually kind of upset him. I will say that. He definitely upset the Star. And yeah, now he's actually going up against Aaron Beast. The Star was second place in Group C. And Aaron Beast, he was also second place in Group B. So let's see if Draic is just going to kind of be a Kingslayer, so to speak. However, last time Draic and Aaron actually met against each other was in the group stage. And there, it wasn't looking too hot for Draic. What's also really, really important to talk about is that Aaron has actually banned Eldar. This means that Draic is actually forced to play Orcs. And Aaron, speaking of Aaron, he got second place in the group. Really, really strong player. He's showing some pretty good signs. He went up against Blast, and I felt like it looked really comfortable for Aaron. Well, for the most part. There was moments where it didn't, but overall, kind of convincing by Aaron, I should say. And then in the quarterfinals, he met Dantist, had a really, really strong performance in game 1, and then in game 2, Aaron took some risk, and I would say, yeah, it didn't pay off. In fact, I would actually say it probably backfired a little bit, and he got blasted in game 2. And that's also why Dantist moved on to the quarterfinals. But yeah, we're going to talk about that later in another video. So Aaron, he actually goes down in the loser's bracket and now meets Draic. I think Aaron is definitely favored there, but we'll see. Then down here, we got Mahalic. Mahalic is really, really interesting. He looks really strong at times, and then he just, I don't know, does some crazy stuff and looks really, really, yeah. So Mahalic has some low lows, but his high highs are very high. So for example, he got second place in Group D. He should have secured second place in Group D. He won against Ataraxia. He won against, Ataraxia, but then he lost to Tanya filia, kinda out of nowhere, I felt like. Then he got up against Defcon, and sadly, we don't know what happened too much in game 1, but Mahalic lost to Defcon and had 2 pretty close games, I would say, against Defcon in their series. And then he goes up against Deco and actually has a pretty good performance in game 1 against Deco, who looks, by the way, very, very strong. We'll also talk about Deco later on in another video. Go watch Jacob's videos if you have already seen them. Deco is absolutely killing it in this tournament. But yeah, Mahalic actually took a game pretty convincingly off of Deco. So Mahalic has some high highs, but then he also has some low lows. So it's going to be interesting. This means the Mahalic is actually going up against Tanya filia, the one who actually upset Mahalic last time. And that is going to be interesting to see if Mahalic can actually... No, I was just trolling a little bit in that one. I'm going to show you how it's really done. But nonetheless, guys, let's get into it. Let's start with Aaron Beast versus Draic, which is where you are going to be introduced to the great, great caster himself, which is going to be Mr. Landshark. Enjoy, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. I don't have the swag, I don't have the English or British accent in here to actually perform that to the highest standards, but I know one who does, and it's our guest for this cast, which is Mr. Landshark. Say hi, mister.
Why, hi there. Well, you might not have necessarily the Yorkshire swag, but you've definitely got the Yorkshire work ethic. My goodness, my gracious, the amount of effort that you and Jagus and everyone's put into this blooming tournament is absolutely stellar and fantastic, sir. Congratulations on how well it's been going on so far.
Thank you, very high praise. So, I've introduced you a little bit to what's kind of going on here. On the top side, we got Draic now playing as Orcs. The reason why Draic is playing Orcs and not Eldar that he has done in this whole tournament is because his opponent has actually banned Eldar. Because on the bottom side, we got Aaron Beast. Aaron Beast, he plays IG for this one, and he is in fact banned Eldar, but he plays his main race, which is IG. Aaron Beast, he starts with 3 guardsmen actually. So he queues up 2 guardsmen, tech priest, and then a 3rd guardsman. He obviously gets his infantry command, and he gets his command squad. And on the top side, Draic, he goes for 2 Slugger Boys. You know the standard stuff. He goes for 2 Slugger Boys. No, 3 Slugger Boys, in fact. No, that's 2 Slugger Boys, Shooter Boys, and the Big Mech. So I kind of messed that one up, but it is the standard build order for Draic here. Let's see how it goes.
That's it, standard build orders for both the boys. One thing to take into consideration for this map, especially with Orcs versus Imperial Guard, is trying to snag all these relics on the right and left hand side. Now, I mean, the Big Mech is going to advantage in this because he can teleport over the wall either in an offensive manner to beat people up, or if he gets caught out of position, he's going to teleport away as well. So that's going to be a slight advantage for the Orcs when it comes to capturing all the bits and bobs across the map. But I suppose that's why we've seen some extra capping units on the battlefield state as well, just to make sure that everyone's economy is getting already ready. And already ready, we're seeing the command squad of Iron Beast with a wonderful purple and pink garb from both factions, actually. I mean, they're already getting involved. Look at this combat straight from the get-go.
Yeah, for sure. So we now have a fight on the left-hand side. And looks like Iron Beast actually tried to decap the relic, but he's not going to succeed because the Gretchens are now coming in and building. And the Slugger Boys are also hunting down these guardsmen, so that's pretty good. And on the other right side, we now got Draic actually trying to contest Iron Beast's relic. It's going to be interesting. I don't think that he can do too much right here because the command squad is also in here with all 3 members. So they can for sure actually match this, what Orcs is doing here maybe. I'm not sure what Draic is doing here. He's going in with 1 Slugger Boy that he's now reinforcing.
It's a brave choice, you know. Send 1 boy in, it'll be all right. It's interesting though, yeah, because Draic, like, so he's trying to go for his left relic, which he's got now, and now he's also trying to put pressure on the Imperial Guard side of things on the left-hand side, where there's an infantry command and soon to be a listing post. When you're playing as Orcs up against the Imperial Guard, you kind of want to put all your eggs in one basket and focus on one flank, in my honest, humble opinion. At the moment, Draic is trying to do too many things at once. Multitasking, that's not Orc's big strength here, and he's definitely paying for it with his command squad pushing him back on the northern side.
Yeah, for sure. But however, Draic is getting a second generator a little early, actually. Usually when you see this kind of stuff, it's because they want more economy. Sometimes they actually have a tendency to rush tier 2 and get early vehicles. And their economy, respectively, is 98 plus 20 for Draic, which is pretty good, actually, at this point. And Iron Beast, on the other hand, a little behind, plus 86 to plus 10, but I suppose it's kind of normal in this kind of matchup here. Orcs gets an early generator to upgrade their listing post, and he has this relic on top of it. But now we actually, looks like we're going to have a little bit bash out in the left-hand side here, a little fight over the critical location.
That's it, the Slugger Boys aren't going to be taking that fight anytime soon. There's too many boys, and not enough of them boys, but they've got a Shooter Boy squad on the way. I mean, realistically, if you see a Guardsman opponent go for all smorgasbord Guardsmen, then the go-to maneuver would be to rush some big shooters. Yeah. Failing that, or maybe like a couple of Storm Boys. But then again, I mean, you don't really do that if the Guardsmen have gone for a lot of, or what we call them, the grenade launchers. Yeah. There's no tactical control. We've also seen an extra 2 plasma generators being placed down. Tier 2 is now on the way for Iron Beast, and currently the Orcs are 2 war banners away from tier 2? Question mark?
Yeah, it looks like we have a tier 2 rush basically from both sides. Although I suppose Draic is slightly behind. Does he have his pilo guns? I can't see a pilo guns. Is that true?
Yeah, no pile of guns at the moment, so he's just foregoing any kind of love for the lads.
Yeah.
And just going to be piling it all into his vehicles. I mean, he's got quite a sizable amount of green money saved up, and there we go. There is the mech shop, smack bang on the outskirts of his base, which is quite risky. The Guardsman can put some pressure on the left-hand side. That is a production building. Lost and such is also building up a extra. Oh no, there's the pile of guns next to the relic, which questionable. I mean, I get why you build the things that you want on your listing post, because you don't want to waste time with your builders walking all the way back home to the base, but so risky. If the Imperial Guard knew what was going on here, they would just turn over on that way and just absolutely annihilate everything.
Yeah, it is a risk for Orcs because losing banners and especially pile guns, or even worse, the mech shop, it's really, really horrific. But it's also a defensive fortification, so it's like a big high risk, high reward. kind of situation here. But Aaron B's probably sniffing it a little bit out. He's actually going in here. He doesn't know what's going on the left-hand side with the relic, but he's actually making a little bit of a push. I suppose when you only see like shooter boys and some few slaughter boys here and there, that a player like Aaron Beast, he would probably sniff it out and be like, yeah, this guy's probably teching. But he's doing it himself, also getting the upgrade for the priest, so now he's actually producing priest himself. Doesn't look like he's getting any tactical control, or probably looks like vehicle rush because he has so many plasma generators, but we'll see.
Yeah, it might be a case where he just gets out a triple priest stack and then moving to the right hand side, so that when he's attacking on one flank, he's then got a small component of priests to do some building damage, because they're really good at slicing their way through a listing post. Also, really unfortunate for the Orcs, they've got one war track, or war truck even, always get two mixed up. And yeah, just cast machine spit, he's down. So, but they've got no follow-up, there's no anti-vehicle damage incoming for them. So that's going to be a bit of a pain. Here comes, there we go, war truck and a war track. So it doesn't matter which one I say, it's still going to be half correct at the very least.
Yeah, it's hard as a caster, you always confuse the two, I do it myself. But now we have a big engagement in here. Both players are actually down in the heavy cover right now, and the ability of the Psyker actually backfired there. But I suppose that right now, Aaron Beast is actually in a decent position, but he doesn't have any AV as of current moment. So I probably think he wants to disengage here. Or does he have a backup here?
I don't think so. Oh, he's got a mechanized command. He's going to go for some chimeras. The priests are coming out thick and fast, as they do, and the guardsmen are standing firm. But I don't know. You've got two war tracks, and they're going to go for bomb chuckers, which are absolutely demonous at just basically turning guardsmen into mince. But the Commissar is just killing his own men over and over again. He's saying, we shall not. Well, I mean, we're going to fall back, but we're going to do so with our morale intact. Yeah, definitely need something a bit more substantial
well,
to take on these war tracks.
Yeah, we actually have AV. I just didn't notice. We have the heavy bolter turret and we have a heavy weapons team over the wall, actually sniping out one of the war tracks, and the war truck actually ended up getting very, very low. And now the chimeras coming in here. Will we see a big fight again? Looks like a big back and forth. We have more war tracks coming in as well.
Yeah, all the argy-bargies happening in the heavy cover does allow these lightly armored guardsman squads to stand firm. And one thing to take into consideration is that without the tactical control, there is no upgrade to the morale, there's no upgrade to the armor neither, so these are paper-thin guardsmen at the moment, but that heavy cover definitely does add a lot to their longevity. A Chaos Machine Spit placed on one of the war tracks to keep it offline for a little while. Big Mech is being focused fired a little bit by the guardsman. It's almost dead actually if they can take him down, and they do indeed get him down, so major boon for them. Sentinel comes over with his last cannon, breaking down things, and a tank bus squad coming in as well, so AV on both sides, and it's just everything is kicking off at this moment in time.
Yeah, but Draic, he actually says GG here. I think it's correct, to be honest. He's losing way too much here. I actually really liked the last fight there. It was just very bold by Aaron. I thought he was kind of trolling, but honestly, he went in here and was very, very bold about it. I'm not sure. I would really like to make a counter for that heavy weapons team in how many war tracks it actually ended up sniping. It must have been a lot, actually.
So, I mean, no one ever expects you to just put heavy weapons teams in a bush, you know. It's also firing animation. It's quite easy when you're playing and lots of things are going on to get confused with just another las gun round. So probably didn't realize that was going on for the majority of that last engagement.
Yeah. What do you think of this game? Let's actually think about this. So in context of this means that Draic moves on, and he's going to meet the player who is winning on the side of Mahalic and Tanya filia. So this means that Aaron Beast is the guy who moves on, and Draic sadly is out of this tournament so far. So what do you think of Aaron Beast so far? Does he look solid to you or anything like that? To be fair, you haven't watched any of the games so far, but so far.
What are you on about? I've watched all the games. I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I haven't really, no. But Aaron Beast is a solid player. He's, I mean, he's one of the OGs. He's been playing for more times than I could even dare to imagine. And yeah, solid performance all the way through. I don't think there was a single misplay except for maybe overstaying his welcome a little bit in the fight before the last one here, but it's just it's a Imperial Guard. He knows them like the back of his hand.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I can imagine that he's just going to continue stomping things as he goes forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, for this one, we're gonna move on from this one, and then we're gonna watch Tanya Filia going up against Mahalic. That's also going to be a fire one, I think. But let's see and look into that one. Let's go.
All right, guys. So this is going to be my re-recording for this game. I've already done this game together with Mr. Landshark. Sadly, the video got lost. I've already explained what happened, but it is what it is. I have to re-record it. I want to record every single game for the tournament. So here we are. I'm gonna do my best not to, because I have seen this game before. So it is 10 days ago, but I do remember some few things. I can tell you it's a very, very, very fire game, and you are going to enjoy it. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm not sounding too sick while casting this. But Tanya Filia starts on the left side. He goes for Tau. He goes for 3 stealth suits, a Earthcast builder, and a jetpack. Tau barrack and plasma generator with the Tau commander. On the right side, however, we got Mahalic. He goes for 3 Slugger Boys and Big Mac and War Banner. So this is an extremely offensive opening by this is a very, very extremely offensive opening by Mahalic. And it is what it is for Tanya Filia. I mean, like, when he plays Tau on this map, he just gets rushed. Master Yoba did it to him, and looks like Mahalic is going to do the same here. He's going to try and walk in here. This stealth suit actually jumped over here and decapped this. He's even going to reinforce it to see if he can survive. However, now the Big Mac jumps in here and is actually going to... Yeah, Tanya Filia doesn't control his stealth suits, so this stealth suit went down. I feel like Tanya Filia for sure could have saved it, but he's probably busy over here. This builder is getting chased down by these Slugger Boys, and this Tau commander is dealing a lot of damage. He's killed 2 Slugger Boys so far. And Mahalic is actually going in here, potentially... Yeah, he's definitely going to decap this. He's still losing Slugger Boys, however, so it's not completely for free. Mahalic also walking over here. This means that Tanya Filia, again, is going to be attacked from both sides. And even the Gretchen's coming in here. Yeah, Mahalic is going to decap this. Yeah, because Tanya Filia doesn't have resources to actually build a listing post on top of it. Now crews are out, however, and these Slug Boys are having to run before too many gets wiped. Looks like Tanya Filia tries to kill more of them. He even has the Flamer now. Gretchens are coming in here, actually. And this listing post is going to be bashed by the Big Mac. Nicely done by Mahalic. He's doing a lot of great harass right now. Tanya Filia's economy is only 56 to plus 10. Even the Gretchen's coming in here, tying up this Tau commander here. And yeah, nicely done. We're going to have a decap here too. I really like this by Mahalic. He's being super, super aggressive here. Even the shooter boys are coming in here. His economy is 74 to plus 0. It is slowly improving, but it's definitely not rapid since he doesn't go for the generator here. Big Mac jumping in here, trying to assassinate this stealth suit. However, this stealth suit is not getting controlled, and now we lose another stealth suit from Tanya Filia. This doesn't look good. Even these Gretchens are... actually tying up these fire warriors. I really like it. Now Tau commander is coming into the mix, so these Gretchens has to run here. Still have a massive fight in here. Mahalic is not holding any punches back. Cruz has to run. There's so much firepower going down on them. So as you can see, this opening is very, very helpful. I like this by Tanya Filia. He upgrades this listening post to again compensate for losing 2 strategic points. snare trap going down here. 2 fire warriors now out. Going to be helpful. 2 crews, or these crew squads are going to hunt down the shooter boys. Slugger boys are probably getting wiped here. It's very, very close. Yeah, getting wiped here. Nicely done by Tanya. But we have another shooter boy squad. Jesus Christ, this is... It is very, very aggressive by Mahalic here. He's completely relentless so far. Tanya Filia's economy is still kind of bad, 74 to +10. But his army is looking pretty decent. Upgrading another listed post here. Mahalic's economy is even better. 92 to +10 now because he has this generator. And he's getting another wall banner. Okay. So a lot of army on both sides right now. And I think Mahalic has done a really, really good job delaying this so far. Decapping here, decapping and interrupting several times here. Nicely done, killing 2 stealth suits so far. Tanya Filia. His economy is definitely improving. He's getting his 3rd generator. This indicates to me that he want to go early tier 2. He don't want to fall way too behind. He can't afford to just fall behind in tech. But Mahalic is not going to make his life easy. If we look here, now we even got the Storm Boys coming in. And we have the pylon guns. So Mahalic's army right now is very, 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 very offensive. And super early game focused. Whereas Tanya Filia is going to try and see if he can actually get a tier 2 edge here. And he might actually succeed, but it depends on if Mahalic is not too aggressive here. Good snare trap here, I like it. Right where the fire warriors are, so they can actually kite a little bit here if there is a big engagement. Now another Storm Boy squad is out. And we get the Every Boy armor. So a lot of HP now on these Storm Boys and these Shooter Boys. This also means a big engagement here. Mahalic is going all in here. No big shooters. Oh, what am I saying? There's actually big shooters on these Shooter Boys. And Storm Boys are going all in here. These Storm Boys are going all in here, very, very deep. But they're gonna die very, very fast. There's so many Fire Warriors shooting at them. But now the other Storm Boys are joining the party. And all these crews just got absolutely murdered. This Fire Warrior squad is getting really, really low here. Nicely done here. Mahalic is super, super aggressive here. Very aggressive. So 4 Fire Warrior squad, well, one of them is about to die, spoiler alert. But 3 Fire Warrior squads here, really, really nicely done. Because it's a really, really important thing that we have a lot of firepower when there's so many units to tie up these Fire Warriors. But Tanya Filia, it's going to be very, very hard for him to actually sustain.
Until taken hold victory.
So as we can see here, Tanya Filia is going to lose his Fire Warrior squad here. I don't even know why he actually reinforced it. This squad is doomed to die. And it is in fact going down here now. Mahalic's economy 104 to +10. Now pushing that extra wall banner to give some extra good upgrades for the orcs. But Tanya Filia is actually tier 2 here. Now he gets the Pathfinders, and we actually get the broadside battle suit. Interesting choice by Tanya Filia. Looks like he can't afford vehicles as of now. Stormboys has to jump out. They actually got marked by the Pathfinders.
5 minutes.
They will take a lot of extra damage due to that. Mahalic now having the take and hold victory. He's actually trying to improve his take and hold win condition even more by taking this this point. Tanya feels his economy is getting way better here. And he's actually trying to push out of his base a little bit here. Mahalic has so many orcs, by the way. It's actually ridiculous. So many Stormboys. He just keeps reinforcing them. He actually jumps over here where Tanya Filia actually is trying to take this point. Will he succeed, Tanya? No, he actually interrupts himself. I think he might actually be able to take it. But he didn't.
4 minutes until take and hold victory.
Now the take and hold will not be interrupted.
Ready to do our awaiting orders.
In terms of map vision, it's not looking too bad for Tanya Filia.
Stealth suit ready.
Mahalic is, however, due to these critical locations, very much ahead in this regard. And he has a massive amount of orcs right here. No vehicles so far from Mahalic, though. He's just full-on infantry. And now he gets more choppy research. That is going to be very, very powerful for these Stormboys. So I have these Slugger Boys hiding a little bit over here.
Three minutes until take and hold victory.
Another wall banner being built here. 55 population cap for orcs right now. Looks like we're pushing tier 3 actually at this point. Pathfinder's trying to run over here. They are very, very fast units, so they can disengage relatively fast if it is. Okay, big engagement here by Mahalic. Broadside Battlesuit trying to interrupt some of these shooter boys here. Stormboys jumping in here, probably gonna go for a generator or two. This will force Tanya Filia to actually respond to this. Due to more choppy research, these listening posts will take so much damage very, very fast. Another engagement in here. Bit of a fight here. Broadside Battlesuit not doing too much in this exchange. And Pathfinders gets absolutely murdered just walking up into the orc army here. This Broadside Battlesuit will definitely also go down here. It's not going to do anything here. Stormboys are... Yeah, they destroyed this area here. Tanya Filia did respond very well to it, but these Stormboys did destroy the listing post. A lot of Stormboys actually dying. But again, Mahalic can actually get away with it because he has a very, very good economy. Tanya Filia's economy is also pretty good. Rebuilds his Pathfinders. And he is getting vehicles, actually. But now Mahalic is actually going in here, and he's going to destroy this listing post. Another Broadside Battlesuit actually being built here. And this take and hold is not looking too good. However, Tanya Filia is going to try and decap this. And he's also jumping in here, going to try and decap this. But he interrupts himself here, and now we have a massive engagement here by Mahalic again. This is going to be relentless aggression here from Mahalic. Decap is successful here, but there's 2 points that needs to be decapped. Vehicle is actually out here. Broadside Battlesuit dying here again. Yeah, Tanya Filia has to do something really, really desperate at this point. He's going in. He want to try and see if he can decap this the last second. In fact, we actually have the stealth suits in here. They're going to try and decap it. going to be these Fire Warriors that's actually going to try and decap it. There's too many orcs here, and it's definitely going to be a take and hold victory here for Mahalic. Yeah. Well, I obviously knew what was going to happen here. I don't hope it sounded too inauthentic. But what happens here is basically that, yeah, Mahalic, he plays it out in a very, I would say, really, really good way, I think. He's going all in, relentless aggression in the early game, and then he just plays the positions really good. And Tanya filia sadly makes a lot of mistakes, I feel like. I do believe that Tanya filia, for example, he interrupted himself, where I'm actually sure he could have gotten that decap. I'm not, well, I'm saying I'm sure, but I'm not 100% sure. But it looked like he could have actually decapped that. But instead, he didn't decap it. And then these guys actually finished this one. This means that now we have 3 points. Instead of having only 2 points and delaying the take and hold or resetting the take and hold, basically. Tanya filia's army was getting very good as soon as he got these vehicles. It starts to look really good as soon as we get Devil Fishes. It gets very playable for Tau. Like, it's still really rough for Tau, but it's playable. Whereas, I mean, these vehicles couldn't be built because Tanya filia was very behind in economy, very, very fast. He kind of had to force this tier 2 a little bit, I felt like. Whereas Mahalic, he was on top of this game 24/7, and he played it out very, very conservative. He had one engagement in here with, I think it was these Storm Boys over here. There's a lot of dead Storm Boys here, as you can see. That didn't look too good. It kind of felt like as soon as that engagement happened, Mahalic kind of realized, well, if I'm jumping in here and just losing all my orcs, I will probably get counterattacked by Tanya filia, and he can get out. He can push out of his base and decap here and there. Or maybe even actually literally taking these critical locations for himself, and I'm going to lose the map pressure. But instead, what Mahalic did was basically that he was going to control this area in the middle 24/7. And when he saw good openings, he even went over here and destroyed this listing post here. Sometimes he even went in for a little bit of a backdoor over here and tried to destroy this listing post. He didn't lose too many orcs in that exchange, so that was good. He never went for vehicles. Instead, he went for the Knob Squad. So just full-on infantry. I think that's the correct way to play. And also, he was relatively Gucci in this one because he didn't have to worry about anti-vehicle for all the obvious reasons I've already mentioned. So, what this means now, guys, is we are going to have Mahalic going up against Aaron Beast, which is going to be a fire matchup. It is 2 very, very legendary players. Let's actually just get into it. Let's watch that game. You're going to watch that together with me and Mr. Landshark. So let's go into that one.
All right, guys. So for this one, Aaron Beast and Mahalic is going up against each other. And on the top side, we got Aaron Beast. He goes for 2 guardsmen, a tech priest, and then a 3rd guardsman. So the same opening he did last time on the same map, in fact. He also gets that infantry command, and I would be shocked if he doesn't go for the generator, but I definitely assume that he's going to do that. And on the bottom side, we got Mahalic, aka Monica. Yeah, I'm giving up, but that's definitely Mahalic. He goes for 2 Slugger Boys and a Gretchen, getting that the boys hot, and War Banner again. Okay, interesting. And that means he's getting Shooter Boys here. Okay, so kind of the same opening as last time, but just with 2 Slugger Boys and getting the Shooter Boys right after, so he doesn't need to only go for Big Mech. That's usually what happens if you go for 3 Slugger Boys with this opening. But yeah, same opening. I don't usually see that kind of opening against IG. But looks like Mahalic is going face first, and he wants to win this game for sure. So the map we're playing on, by the way, guys, is Battle Marshes. So the last time in the first game, we also had this map. So we're having it for the third game as well. So let's see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I think, God, what's his name? It's not Brava, it's Mahalic?
Mahalic, yeah.
Mahalic, right, yes. War Banner, potential for more Stone Boys. I like Stone Boys on this map because there's plenty of gubbins for them to jump over. As we mentioned in the first game, the relics are a bit of a hard thing to hold on for the Imperial Guard if the big mech is jumping around and doing all that nonsense. Also, there's the back line of strategic points that the Stone Boys can also bash as well. Got to be wary though, because the Imperial Guard are a very defensive faction. So if he decides to maybe try and bash the listing post and a plasma generator, there is an infantry command right next to him. So he's going to be very careful with the targets he picks. So maybe it is just going to be a case of focusing on both of those relics and making sure they get a little bit of extra economy and some map control. And yeah, that's my thinkings on all this stuff. Got command squad going for the standard usual priest and psyker, ready to zap the big mech if he comes anywhere near. Got some shooter boys as well for shooting, because that's what they do. And sluggers on the right side just standing around, enjoying the view, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So right now, Aaron Beast actually ended up securing his relic, where we can't really say the same thing for Mahalic. Interesting, because he's actually the guy who goes for an aggressive opening here. But I assume that if you go for 3 guardsmen, which is actually very Aaron Beast-like in this tournament, he's done this several times against orcs. I assume that when you go for 3 guardsmen, you will basically get better. Better map control. So it's not completely unheard of. However, this command squad is super low. Gotta be very careful. Mahalic is not pulling any punches here, and yeah, Aaron Beast has to hide in this listing post and run in with all the soldiers, all the tech priests, the command squad on top of it, and this listing post is for sure going down, I think.
Yeah. Oh, this is me being silly. Blooming me talking about how the big mech can jump in and jump out. It's totally safe. The Imperial Guard, they can tunnel. That's one of the basic abilities. I've just completely forgotten that was a thing entirely. But yeah, he's done that. He's saved his army, but he has lost his listing post. And the Commissar is potentially being focused out. No, it's going to be the regular guardsmen. The army is easier to kill. You know, the Commissar does have commander armor, will join their ranks, try and inspire them. By the moment, no tier 2, so no shooting of his friends, and now another listing post. He is going to be sieged down. He is going to try and fortify position upgrade for him, but no tech priest NC nearby to help with the repairs at the moment. There is a dude inside, which I assume is a tech priest NC, but we shall see what we see.
Yeah, I assume so too. But right now, this listing post just got up, and Mahalic has to respect that. He also moves out. And I would assume like a tech priest would easily get in there. We also have a bit of a back and forth in the top side. Aaron Beast probably tried to check out if he could actually do something over here. No, in fact, he's actually trying to capture the right-hand side of the relic. So that actually means that he just switched position. I really like that strategy. He's kind of just making sure that he always has his relic, even though he lost the first one on the left side. And looking at economies, by the way, 68 to plus 10 for orcs, but he's getting his 3rd war banner, so he is probably getting that peak that usually orcs like to have at this point. Or maybe he actually rushes tier 2, but that would be weird for me if he went for war banner first. You need more economy and generator in order for him to do that, but right now he's 74 to plus 10, whereas Aaron Beast, he's actually 86 to plus 10, so a better economy. And actually handling this area right here on the right-hand side. So even though we had a good decap over here, now we also have some Slugger Boys dying over here. And looks like Mahalic wants to do a counterattack. But you know what? He's going to meet an infantry command and a fortified upgraded listing post. So he's not going to fancy that, I think. But right now, it looks kind of good for Aaron Beast here. I will say that. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically showed up both sides of his base with a infantry command and fortified listing post. So at this point on, the orcs just may as well think, right, well, we can't exactly break in to the base at this stage of the game. So there we go. They've got a pile of guns being built up, an extra generator. That's what I'd like to see. If you can't break them, then wait a bit, get your economy on the go, get your tech on the go, and then break them with the bigger and badder stuff. Shooter boys with a big mech. It's going to go out. I'm worried that it's going to teleport in Whatever you do, don't do it. There's no way out of there. It's going to be a very deadly situation if he does. But I could just feel it. I could just feel it in my bones. He's about to do something very orcish.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining, but not great for him in the long run.
Yeah, Mahalic, he wants to contest this side here. Maybe trying to buy some time that he don't want to lose his very vulnerable, unupgraded listening post here. But he's going to lose the trade here because every time he approaches this fight here, these IG members here will be in the heavy cover, so it's going to be very, very tough for them. But now big shooters are coming in. That might actually change the picture a tiny bit. We don't have any grenades for Aaron Beast. Is he going tier 2? Yes, he is going tier 2. He has the economy for it. But looks like we actually still have this fight here. These big shooters are changing the picture here. And Aaron Beast, will he disengage? No, looks like he wants to take the fight anyway.
Well, so yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the big shooters kind of will still break through the heavy cover fairly nicely, but he wants it. He's got 2 Commissars in the ranks of the Guardsmen, which with his last pistol does actually quite a sizable amount of damage, definitely adds to the DPS overall, but the Orcs have too many in their way of numbers, and they've also got that mob bonus that they have when they're all together. Very hard to break the morale when there's so many of them. Whereas Imperial Guard, unupgraded, you know, a grand total of 300 morale when they've got a Commissar in their unit, and 150 when not. So the Orcs have definitely got the staying power that the Imperial Guard really would like to have, but they don't have it unless they're surrounded by their blooming buildings, which, you know, not very orky.
No.
The Orcs don't need their buildings. They can take a fight wherever they fancy, can't they?
Yeah, it is the orcish nature, I guess, but we now got this decap here on the relic. So Mahalic is contesting the map, but looks like Aaron Beast is not having any of it. Now he switches to the left-hand side and now takes down the other listing post. So he's trading relics here nicely, I think. I think he obviously takes the advantage of the bunker transport system that we just learned happened. So I think this is really nicely done. A good way for Aaron Beast to actually control this area and move around the map. He's moving around the map correctly. That's what I'm trying to say. Looks like he also wants to contest this relic again, so he moves down on the right-hand side with these guardsmen. And looks like Mahalic is moving to the left-hand side, so I think Aaron Beast will succeed there. So they're just fighting all these relics 24/7. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. What is the Tekken situation for Orcs? So they have, obviously, yeah, okay, they are tier 2.5. I didn't notice that. So now have a war truck, and that means both players are having their vehicles. But I think the later game we go, it might actually not be a good situation for Orcs. Usually IG is the late game race, but we'll see here. Mahalic is a legendary player. He now engages here, and he's going all in on this listing post. He probably will take it down. Good upgrades for these shooter boys here. Yeah, this listing post go down. Infantry command could also go down, but we're not doing it for cheap price. We are losing some shooter boys, but I think Mahalic will take that trade any day. Tech Priest now coming in though, so maybe the Tech Priest will actually make this infantry command survive. Yeah, it looks like Mahalic actually has to leave. He decaps this this listening or this strategic point, I should say. He's losing some orcs here in the meantime. In fact, he's losing them all. It looks like a wipe, or not quite, but huge fight over here. It looks like Mahalic wants more. Both players just dancing around in this fight, but this infantry command is not going down anytime soon. But oh my god, I didn't even notice. So on the right side, we actually got a priest single-handedly taking down that listening post there. And now he's gonna fight some Gretchens. He's not giving a damn. He's definitely winning that fight, that's for sure. Oh, pure Gretchens, man. What do you call them? Gruts? Oh, they're dead, dude.
Gretchens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my favorite fight so far. Just one priest and a whole body, a whole pile of grots left on the floor. I have a big question mark for that engagement that happened around the infantry command. So, you know, listing post goes down, mighty damn fine. Infantry command, quite low health. Tank busters come along, and I think, all right, tank busters, they'll give them just that little bit of extra DPS to break down the infantry command, and then they use them to cap. That infantry command could potentially have gone down, which would have then prevented the guardsmen from being able to teleport their way over onto this side. But thankfully, the Orcs are coming in for round 2 Ledger Boogaloo. Big Mech teleports straight on in, gets a big zap on the Chimera, stops it, allowing the Tank Busters to move on over, see if they can destroy it. They're going to actually ignore the infantry command at this point, kind of, and focus on the infantry. We've got Basilisk on the back lines. I believe Chimera doing a little bit of a slidey slide, as well as a heavy weapons team. Just back, everything's going on. Also got some Guardsmen potentially charging into close combat with the Priest. And the Big Mech is dead as well. Just everything happening in the space of 5 seconds. Also, Kalmazar, you know, he hasn't killed the Guardsman for 5 seconds, so he needs to do that as well, just to increase their firing speed. Is it firing speed, accuracy, something like that?
Yeah, accuracy, I think. But honestly, I think Mahalic just overstepped here. Look at how many orcs actually died. He is definitely getting hunted down, and looks like Iron Beast is actually fighting him off. And these Tank Busters are trying to do some cheeky play here, maybe try and take out the Basilisk. They're definitely not killing the heavy weapons team here, so yeah, trying to snipe this Basilisk, and they will succeed, in fact. But yeah, Mahalic actually, I think he won that fight for sure. And now this Priest is still actually hovering this right side of Mahalic's base. So he's not getting more and more economy. In fact, speaking of economy, plus 74 to plus 30, that is terrible for this situation here. And in fact, he actually says GG here. Yeah, he's deleting all his buildings, just forgot about the Big Mech shot. But yeah, Mahalic just overstepped here, I think. Just too many orcs dying. He basically just had a bunch of Tank Busters in the end, and they weren't gonna kill any of those guardsmen. And speaking of guardsmen, there were so many of them. Some with Priest, some with Commissar. I think this situation here for Iron Beast, or for Mahalic, I should say, was maybe not the only thing that made him lose the game, but that was definitely the thing that, what do you Englishmen say, broke the camel's back or something?
Ah, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I think that was it.
We've got lots of camels in England, so we've got lots of sayings that involve camels. But yeah, just too fast, too furious. You know, the infantry command was still up, and that would have been probably the ideal thing to kill then, and then maybe just hang around. But that Basilisk, you know, when the orcs turn up, we've got to go for a narrow choke point. Ideal little vehicle right there, because the orcs at that point, they had their war truck was killed, wasn't it? So they wasn't able to really do much at all with that. And yeah, just the hands were caught in the cookie jar. And the Priest hero, I do quite like. I love the idea of just having a singular Priest doing some flanking maneuvers. It's a fairly common thing that you'll see Imperial Guard players do. They'll distract you with the whole army, but the real person who wins the game is one mad lad in cloth armor with a chainsword. That's the real hero in a Imperial Guardsman roster.
For sure. I'm gonna try and make this a thumbnail, because he definitely were on top of all those Gretchens with his chainsword, just absolutely murdering these Gretchens. I loved it. That was absolutely amazing. But what was also amazing was to have you, Mr. Landshark, help me out with these casts. It was an absolute pleasure. It's always amazing, and like, you are the biggest face of this community, and it's no joke that you're the king of this kind of stuff here, and it was an absolute pleasure that you would actually show up here and actually help out a little YouTuber here actually do his thing with this cast. Thank you so much.
That is a very kind thing to say. Tears welling in my eyes. My heart is throbbing. It's truly is an honor. But no, honestly, what you and Jagus and everyone taking part in this tournament are doing is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, I'm really impressed with the level of gameplay, the quality of the casting. There's just all the things that are going on. The live stream, money fundraising thingamadoo-dad you did there, that was also fantabulous as well. Like, just give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back. Just amazing.
Thank you so much. So guys, this means that Iron Beast, he stays alive. This means that he's staying in this losers bracket, and Mahalic, of all people, is actually out of this tournament. So not sure if we would call this an upset, but it's definitely a big performance here by Iron Beast. He's actually getting kind of far in this tournament. Big applause to him. And yeah, I want to say to all you guys watching here, thank you as always. You are doing really, really well, and you have been very supportive of this whole interaction here, this whole thing, and this whole tournament. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.